Okay, I'm OrvilleBennett. I teach at Lee County High School. I'm the agriculture teacher. My freshmen's, my freshmen's, I call them my babies. And that's because they're in the classroom, they're in the books all the time. And if you're a sophomore or a junior or senior, we got floral design, which they get to do flower arrangements. If you're in landscaping, you're going outside. Our nursery, we got a nursery, and we also have a greenhouse. And so the freshmen are really the babies because they're in the books all the time. And so when I heard about this grant, Craig Hurl told me about the grant, and so we wrote one up, and we did it for the freshman class because they get tired of sitting in the classroom all the time. So the question is, what come first, the chicken or the egg? Well, after our research, we can't determine. We don't know which one it is. But the students, they really got into this. We got an incubator. They brought their eggs in, and they hatched the eggs out. We had them in the classroom, and the kids went back at my desk, and was always looking every day at the eggs to see how they was doing. And then whenever they hatched out, we took them to the ag shop, and we put them in a brooder, and they was always going in there looking at it. A lot of them was not even my kids. It was other students from other classes wanted to come in and see the baby chicks. Okay, then Christmas, they got so big that they had to get out of the ag shop. And so I was trying to think, where am I going to put them? The carpentry class was they designed us a coop, but they were so busy with the little house project that they didn't have time to complete it. So I had to take part of my greenhouse. So I took a fourth of my greenhouse and I put the chickens in it. And so here we went out to the greenhouse. It was strange to see chicks in a greenhouse. And after they started getting a little bit big, they started flying out. And here we have hydroponic tomatoes. And here they was going down through them vines, and the students had to go run and catch them. And so thank God we got our chicken coop. And so I'm going to turn it loose to the students and let them talk about it.
You want to start the PowerPoint?
No, we'll do it last.
My name is Brandon, and if you'll notice, the tiny house project from Lee County was started by Tommy Judd. That's my stepdad, who's the vocational school carpentry teacher, and he designed and built the chicken coop with the students, and it ended up costing us about $750, which was cheaper than what it would have took to buy one from somewhere like Tractor Supply or Rural King. And the incubator costed us about $135, and it had the automatic egg turners in it, so we didn't have to flip them daily ourselves. And the chicken coop, it was built sturdier than the ones that you could buy for a higher price. And it was made so that we could move it every 3 days. It had 2 handles on the back, and we had room to put a big iron pole up through the front of it, and we could move it to give them fresh ground every day. And for the feeding and watering, we had one large water tank for them that held about 3 gallons of water, and then we had 2 smaller 1-gallon water tanks, and we had a large self-dispensing feeder that it automatically dispenses the feed out for them. And we had 2 smaller tray feeders, and we had some problems with lifting the cage up so that we could put the water and food in there. So the carpenter teacher, he came back over there and put a door on the side of it. That way it made it easier for us to get in and out with the food and water.
Okay, my name is Brooke, and when we decided to do the stuff about the chickens, the faculty and the students at the school decided to bring in eggs, and in total we had 31 eggs. And the incubator, it turned the eggs automatically, so we didn't have to turn them. We had to watch the temperature to make sure they were doing okay, and we had to watch water specifically in the very last days of it. As Mr. Bennett said, we were all very excited about the chickens, and we got to go watch them every day. And when about 21 days later, they finally hatched, and it was so exciting. And 19 of the eggs hatched, and today 13 of them are still alive because the other ones just weren't strong enough to live for it. This whole experience was extremely surprising and unique because what we noticed was that the white leghorn breed hatched before any of the other chickens. And it was really unique and special because some of the students never got to see like chickens hatched before, so it was all new.
Hi, my name is Paige, and I'm going to be telling you about the brooder that we used for our chicks. After our chicks was born, we had to put them in a brooder, and all a brooder really is, it's a metal little box, and it has a tray at the bottom and heat in it. So you just put your chicks in there, and you have wood chips in it, and it's just where they stay until they can withstand the climate of the outside hen house where we will be keeping them later on. And so every day we had to clean it, and in the beginning it was really fun getting to go out there every day and not having to be in the classroom stuck in there. And we realized in the end that it was actually a lot bigger a job than we really expected it to be, because some days Mr. Bennett would be out with his other ag classes, and you would have to go in there with the sub who didn't know what they were doing, and you'd have to try and fend for yourself almost. We had a lot of fun with it. We had to always make sure our heat was at the right temperature. We had to keep it warm enough to where like a mother chicken would keep their young. And we always had to put pine shavings in, was it? Pine wood shavings in, because the other kind, what was it? The cedar wood would give them respiratory problems. So we always put in new pine shavings every day, gave them new food and water, made sure everything was good. We all wanted to hold them. I mean, they're little baby chicks. Of course you want to hold them. So we'd all take turns holding them and playing with them. But we always had to keep everything sanitary because it was in Mr. Bennett's shop. So we'd clean it out. Then we'd always have to go wash our hands and make sure everything was clean and everything was okay. And we've had so much fun with this. I'm not a farm kid, but I've learned a lot from this, and I wouldn't trade this experience for the world. So.
Hi, my name's Gracie. I'll be talking to you about the breeds. We have 6 roosters and 7 hens. At the start, we was in the book studying the breeds, a bunch of different breeds. But we went out to the greenhouse and brought a chicken in and studied it in groups. And we actually got up in front of the class and presented our chickens, the breeds. We ended up having the black Arcelorp, the white Leghorn, and Rhode Island crossbreed, the Rhode Island Red, the Americana, and Easter Egger cross. And our first hen laid its egg Monday, and Mr. Bennett actually brought in different eggs, which is small, medium, large, extra large, and jumbo. And we all broke them up, and we made omelets out of them, like the Rise and Shine, the Mexican omelet, the French omelet, which was a really good experience because we got to see what the eggs actually turned out to be. And yeah.
Hello, my name is Jeff Hobbs, and we're talking about the budget. And like Mr. Bennett said, he got a grant for $1,000 for the chicken coop and the food and the supplies for all the chickens. And when we were ready to get a chicken coop, we were looking at Tractor Supply and True Value, and he didn't find any of them durable enough, so he got the school's carpentry class to build some of it. And they made it like nice, heavy duty, like Brandon said, with handles on it. We put a metal pole through it that was easier to carry, and then later we put a gate on it that was easier to put the food and the water in and stuff like that. And the coop ended up being $750, and the incubator was $135. And Mr. Bennett paid for all the feeding and all those supplies and stuff like that. And overall, we had fun taking care of the chickens because, like Paige said, they're baby chicks. Of course, you want to hold them. But we learned that we need to be more careful with the paying and all the budget stuff. So that's it.
Okay, so the students have really had fun with the chicks, and that we can't believe how big they are. Gosh. When we go out to feed and water, I have 2 freshman classes. I rotate the days that I take them out. One will go out one day to feed and water, and then the next day I'll take the other one out. And there's always somebody saying, well, can I handle one of them chicks? And I say, well, grab one. And so they'll grab one, and they go on and on about the chicks. And it has been a really good learning project. Otherwise, they would be in the books. They'll be learning about the breeds. And whenever we had the chicks, they got to look it all up, and they was more interested. Before, they was kind of bored with all the breeds and everything. So hands-on agriculture is the best. Okay, we have a slide PowerPoint we're going to finish up. Yes, this is the incubator. I'm sorry, this is the incubator up here. This is what we bought from Jackson True Value up here. And the reason it's got the kids' names on it, so they can tell which eggs they brought in and hatched. Then over here is a brooder. I forgot I had one years ago, and we found it, and it still works, so we brought it in, and we put that sawdust in there, the pine in there to have to clean it, and they would have to take this bottom out right here, and we had a garbage can, and we'd have to clean it all out and put fresh mulch in. Down here's the brooder. You can see the little chicks. As quick as they come in there, they want to grab one and start holding it. I'd always have to tell them, put them back in when we got finished.
There's volume.
Okay.
Let me sit back down.
Is there volume to it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. It's playing.
There's 6 different breeds.
Oh, okay.
Just press it in.
You just want me to.
Okay, here's the coop that they built. We're up on the hill. The high school is up on the hill, and I am so tickled that they built it because that thing is really, really heavy. We had some rabbits up there. We had them in a pen. The wind blew the cage of the rabbit over the hill, and we lost one of the rabbits, and it was damaged. So I'm so tickled that they built such a nice chicken coop. the students all handling the chickens. Okay, when we had it in the greenhouse, we had a tarp. Down the bottom, we had that sawdust on top of it. And so we brought the tarp out to spray it all off and put it back in. And one of the jobs of it is to clean out the coop. And also we have to wash the feeders and the water system every day. Okay, that's over, they're putting the feed in over there, Jeff, and we have another student that's doing the bad job. Okay, there's where they was inside the greenhouse. So they all enjoy handling them. See the different colors of them, different kinds. They had nicknamed them. Both classes had different names for different chickens. Okay. Look how big they are now. White leghorn right there in the front. Okay, she got one of them in the greenhouse and wings started flopping, and I thought she was going to let it go, but she hung right on to it. We'll make her country girl on her after all. There's when they were smaller. Okay. We would really like to thank you all for the grant. This made teaching ag so much better. The freshmen, my babies, they got to go outside and do stuff. And they really appreciate you all for the grant. So thank you all. Sorry about the PowerPoint.
Thank you. Does anyone have any questions for any of our presenters?
What do you do with the chickens this summer? Okay, that's a good question. I told the students keep asking me what are we going to do with them. I told them they got two choices. I'm going to let both classes vote on them. One, we're going to have a big chicken roast. Or two, I'm going to give it to the students and let them take them home with them. So, because during the summer I'm going a lot with FFA and so some of them are dying to have the chicken roast.